Hi friends, I'm Ribin, dear audience. Welcome to my channel. So guys, today I'm here with the story of a serial killer. Do you want to know who the serial killer is? To know that, watch this video completely without skipping. So let's straightly go to the video. Sit back and enjoy, friends. Everything started on May 25, 1968 in Scotswood, Newcastle, England. That day, the dead body of a 4-year-old boy named Martin Brown was found inside an abandoned house. The police were really confused because they didn't get any evidence or details from the crime scene. There were no signs of any attack or aggression on the child's body or in the surroundings to prove that it was a murder. The police finally concluded that Martin's death was an accident. A few days after this incident, another shocking incident occurred. A nursery school in Scotswood was badly damaged by someone. The unknown person broke the chairs in the nursery, scratched the walls, and done everything that he or she can do to damage the nursery. The police also found a sheet of paper there in which something was written on it. The note in the paper read, "I murder so that I may come back. We killed Martin Brown. Fuck off, you bastard." The handwriting seemed like that of a child, and there were some spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. The police took this incident lightly, claiming that this may be a prank done by someone. And this was not the end. After a few days, on July 31, 1968, the dead body of another boy was found in a field in Scotswood. This time, the victim was a 3-year-old boy named Brian Howe, and this time it was brutal and scary. There was a M-shaped wound on the boy's chest, and some of his hairs and genitals were cut off. The police understood that the M-shaped wound was made using a razor blade, and the victim's genitals and hairs were cut using a scissor. Yes, there is a serial killer in Scotswood. The people of Scotswood were in a state of panic because this is the second murder occurring in Scotswood in a span of just 2 months. And also, the victims were children below 5 years of age, so that the people in Scotswood protected their children and banned them from going outside the house. Soon, the police started their investigation. After Brian's death, the police reopened Martin Brown's case too, as the two cases had some similarities. The police questioned each and every person in the place, and finally, there came a breakthrough in this case. During questioning, all the people cooperated well with the police, except 2 people. And for everyone's surprise, that 2 people were not elder personalities. They were just children. These 2 children were Maribel, an 11-year-old girl, and Norma Bell, a 13-year-old girl. Yes, their surnames are similar, but they had no family relationships. They were just friends. Anyways, while questioning, the 2 girls acted strangely and didn't cooperate well with the police. Now, the police were sure that one among these 2 girls, or 2 of them, knows something related to these murders. Mary realized that the police were coming very close to them, and to escape, she told a cooked-up story to the police. Mary told that she saw Brian with an 8-year-old boy on the day he died. She told that the 8-year-old boy was playing with Brian, and that boy even hit Brian. She also told that she saw a scissor with the 8-year-old boy. And here comes the twist. The cutting of victims' genitals and hairs with the scissors was kept as a secret by the police. The public and press were unaware of this fact, and this fact was only known to the police and one other person. Brian's killer. Yes, Mary Bell was the killer, the serial child killer, and Norma Bell assisted her in all these murders. Now, the question is, why did Mary Bell kill the two boys? To get answer for this, we have to go to a flashback. Mary Bell was born on May 26, 1957 in Scotswood, Newcastle, England. Her mother Betty Bell was a prostitute and she was just 17 when she gave birth to Mary. Till now, Mary's biological father is not known. Being a prostitute, Betty don't want to be a mother and of course she does not like Mary. Mary suffered a lot of avoiding and harassment since her birth. She did not get the love and caring of her mother like usual children get, as Betty Bell was always busy with her prostitute job and she always avoided Mary. Due to all this, Betty was alone for majority of the time in her home. And the shocking thing is that Betty also used to molest Molly when she gets an opportunity. One day, she pushed down Mary from the first floor of their home and Mary fell down. Her prefrontal cortex, a part of the brain which is involved in involuntary movements and decision making, was injured. It is also believed that Betty used to feed sleeping pills to Mary, claiming that those were sweets. To add to her misery, Betty even started to prostitute Mary when she was just 4 years old. But in all these disasters, Mary tried to be happy as she got a new friend who was 5 years old. But fate had other plans for Mary. One day, she witnessed her 5-year-old friend run over and killed by a bus. That was a heartbreaking scene for Mary. Yes, that slight happiness too ended. Also, Mary grew up in an area in Scotswood where violence and criminal conduct was a commonplace. All this made Mary a strange, hard-hearted and cruel girl. She became a very strange girl by the age of 10. Mary always enjoyed seeing other people suffer. Soon, she became a psychopath and wanted to kill someone badly. But considering her age, she knows that she can't defeat and kill people who are physically stronger than her. So the only option is to kill people whom she can physically defeat. Yes, children below 5 years of age. And Mary selected her first target, Martin Brown, a 4-year-old boy who was a neighbor. Mary, along with Norma, made a clever plan to kill Martin Brown. They attracted Martin with sweets and took him to an abandoned house. In no time, Mary strangled the poor boy to death. Soon the police arrived and due to lack of evidence, the police concluded that Martin's death was an accident. Mary was really happy because the police didn't find the truth. Psycho Mary again planned to play a cat and mouse game. After a few days in a holiday, Mary and Norma went to a nursery school in Scotswood and damaged the nursery as much as they can. They broke the chairs in the nursery, scratched the walls, and finally took a sheet of paper and wrote something in it. Yes, I murder so that I may come back. We killed Martin Brown. Fuck off, you bastard. After writing this, both of them left the scene. Soon the police arrived and they took this incident lightly, claiming that this may be a prank done by someone. Again, a big smile appeared on Mary's face because the police failed once again. This increased her confidence to commit more crime in the coming future. Mary then selected her next target. Her next target was Brian Howe, a 3-year-old boy. Mary and Norma followed the same mode of operandi they did to kill Martin Brown. They attracted Brian with sweets and took him to a field, and soon Mary strangled him to death. A ruthless Mary then took a razor blade and wrote the letter M on the poor boy's chest. And of course, the letter M indicates the name Mary. But she was not done yet. She took a scissors and cut some of his hairs and genitals too. Yes, Mary was very brutal and she was thirsty to kill. The police arrived in the spot and this time they didn't commit any error. The police took this case seriously and also they reopened Martin Brown's case as the two cases had some similarities. The police then questioned each and every person in the place and finally the two girls were caught red-handedly. The police arrested the two girls and took them to the court. In the court, Norma was acquitted as the judge told that she was an unwilling accomplice and Mary was imprisoned for 12 years. The judge also told that Mary is a dangerous person and is always a threat to other children. During her punishment days, Mary was treated by a psychiatrist and finally all her negative thoughts vanished and she became a normal person. After 12 years, her punishment period was over and she was set free by the British government in 1980. After 4 years in 1984, Mary gave birth to a baby daughter. Then the British government gave a new identity to Mary and her family and kept them anonymous in order to hide them from the public and press. But unfortunately, some press people came to know the place where Mary and her family were residing and they came to this place. And this forced Mary and her family to flee away. This occurred several times. Finally, the British government took strict actions and gave a new secret place for Mary and her family to stay. And since then, Mary remained anonymous and no one could find her. But England will never forget Mary Bell, the ruthless serial child killer, and many still ask, where is Mary Bell? Is she still alive?